Welcome to the Explainer. So if you're a leader in healthcare, you know the feeling, right? That constant pressure to win. But what if you're playing the wrong game altogether? Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful mindset that might just change everything about how you lead.
And this quote from author Sinek, man, it just hits the nail on the head. He says, when we get stuck playing with a finite mindset in an infinite game, well, things start to break down. We see trust, cooperation, and innovation all start to decline. And those are the absolute pillars of great healthcare, right? It's a tension I think a lot of us feel, even if we can't quite put a name to it.
Now, this whole idea has been a big topic of discussion within the Culture Coalition, and we're diving into it today because, honestly, it speaks directly to the challenges you're up against every single day as a leader in the clinic, on the floor, wherever you are in healthcare.
And this really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? As a leader, you're always being pushed to hit targets, to outperform the competition. The pressure is just immense. But this question, it forces us to ask, what does winning even mean in a field like medicine? A field where the work, by definition, is never, ever done.
All right, here's what we've got on the agenda. We're going to look at why it feels like a game you can't win, break down what finite versus infinite games really are, see why healthcare is the ultimate infinite game, and then the good stuff. We'll give you 5 practices to lead differently and wrap up with a new way to think about your only real competitor. Okay, so first up, a game you can't win. Let's talk about the endless pressure of modern healthcare.
You know this feeling. It can feel like you're on a treadmill, right? Just chasing metrics, rankings, short-term goals, always being told to win. Best quarterly numbers, top rankings, highest patient throughput. But the work is never done. How can it be? We're talking about human health. Chasing these endless, finite metrics is just, well, it's a recipe for exhaustion and burnout.
So what's the alternative? How do we get off that treadmill? Well, this is where we get into a whole new way of looking at things. Let's talk about finite versus infinite games. This is a framework that helps us understand the 2 types of games we all play.
So look at this breakdown. It's super clear. On one side, you've got finite games. The goal is simple. You win. Think about football. There are known players, fixed rules, and a clear beginning and end. Someone wins, someone loses. But then you've got infinite games. Here, the goal isn't to win. It's just to keep playing. The players can change, the rules are flexible, and it just goes on and on.
Right. So a finite game is just like football. There's a winner, there's a loser, the game ends, and everybody goes home. The whole point is to beat the other guy. But an infinite game? That's totally different. Think about business or even friendship. There's no finish line. Players come and go, but the game itself just keeps going. The goal is simply to perpetuate the game, to stay in it. And this is where it all comes together for healthcare. We're about to talk about why medicine is the ultimate infinite game. This isn't just some abstract theory, it's the reality of your work.
Think about it. Healthcare is absolutely not about winning. Its real purpose is the never-ending mission to advance human health. You can't win health. There's no trophy for being the winner of medicine. It is, by its very nature, an infinite game.
And this table just lays it out so perfectly. Look at the difference here. The finite mindset, it's all about winning, focusing on quarterly numbers, beating the rival hospital, punishing mistakes. But look at the infinite mindset. It's about outlasting. It's about focusing on long-term patient relationships, learning from our rivals, creating a safe place for people to admit errors, and prioritizing the well-being of our people, both staff and patients. It's a huge difference. Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you lead with this infinite mindset? Here's the prescription.
Luckily, Sinek gives us 5 clear practices. This is your playbook. 1. Advance a just cause. 2. Build trusting teams. 3. Study your worthy rivals. 4. Prepare for existential flexibility. And 5. Demonstrate the courage to lead.
So number 1, advance a just cause. This is your why. It's not some fluffy mission statement. It's a vision of the future that is so compelling, so just, that your people will willingly sacrifice to help build it. It's way bigger than any single service. It's about the impact you want to have on the world.
Next up, number 2. Build trusting teams. This is so important. This quote from Noah, a barista, says it all. Only at the 4 seasons do I feel I can beat myself. That's what we're talking about. It's about creating an environment of psychological safety where people aren't afraid to be vulnerable, to admit they made a mistake, or to ask for help. That's where the magic happens.
Okay, number 3 is a big one. Study your worthy rivals.
Notice the language here, not competitors, but rivals. They're not there to be beaten, they're there to make you better. An infinite-minded leader sees that a rival might be doing something better and uses that as inspiration to improve. The goal isn't to be number one, it's to be a better version of yourself.
Number 4 is something called existential flexibility. Whoa, big words, right? But it's simple. It's the willingness to make a huge change, a profound strategic shift to better serve your cause. The classic example is Steve Jobs basically blowing up Apple's own strategy to go all in on the Macintosh. It was a massive risk, but it was in service of a bigger vision.
And finally, number 5, demonstrate the courage to lead. And let me tell you, this takes real courage because you're going to feel intense pressure from everyone who's still focused on those short-term, finite metrics. It takes guts to prioritize people over immediate profits and to make decisions that support the long-term health of your organization, even when it might put you at personal risk.
All right, let's bring it all home. The only competitor is you. The goal isn't to win, but to outlast.
This is the big shift. The ultimate goal here is to stop competing against others and start competing against yourself. That's it. How can your team, your service, your culture be just a little bit better this year than it was last year? That's the game.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. As a healthcare leader, are you building a team just to win the quarter, or are you building a culture to advance the cause of health for generations to come? Really let that sink in as you go back to your teams. It might just change everything.